And action! What is up, party people? Welcome to another amazing, exciting, fantastic episode of Written and Directed By. This one is episode 23? 22? 23? I think. I lost count. Sorry, I lost count. And I'm also on this weird little schedule thing. I'm behind on uploading and recording because of Thanksgiving. There was a little bit of a gappy period. I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. And for those that are watching, thanks for watching, by the way. But if you look to my left, you'll see that there's an empty seat where there should have been a person. And I'm not gonna try to, if you're watching, I don't want to put you on blast because I know I was supposed to have a guest tonight, and this guest is an awesome dude. And I haven't known him very long, but he's one of those people that are genuinely kind, and you can just tell by being around him, his type of personality and stuff. You know what I mean? But and he messaged me and he felt really bad, and stuff happens, and that's okay. So I'm gonna put you on blast for this entire fucking episode because I'm so mad, so fucking pissed. Just kidding. I'm just joking. It's really no problem. I haven't done an alone session in a while, so it's always good to just let it be us. Let it be this little intimate one-on-one dealio. We haven't done this in a bit, and it's been guest after guest, which is what I wanted. That's all I wanted from this, was to have really awesome people come on and just talk about their inspirations, their careers, and just what gets them motivated and going. And and that's been the best part about this so far. The fun part about it is just talking to so many different people, and people that I can call friends. That all these people that I have on right now are people that I know, and people that I have known, and people that I've been watching grow as artists, actors, musicians, comedians, and all sorts of stuff like that. It doesn't even have to be even Kainoa last week. He's not even a part of this quote unquote industry work environment, but there's still something amazing to see about these people, how they've grown since I've met them, and where they're going and where they will go. And my microphone's falling. I gotta get a better stand. Jake was right. This thing's just very not good. The problem is my coffee table. There's no place for me to hook my little bendable arm thing to, so I have it hooked onto my laptop, and it doesn't really work. I gotta find a better solution. There we go. Question mark? I don't know. That'll be fine. But so that's been the whole thing about this. I don't know. I remember in the beginning, I wasn't sure what I wanted out of this podcast, and I didn't know what was going to come of it. But at the end of the day, it's just a really cool thing for me to sit down with all these fun, interesting, great, happy people and ask them questions. Ask them basically what I'm trying to do is, I don't know if you guys saw, I forget the movie, what it's called, but Jack White the guitarist singer of the White Stripes, made this documentary where he wanted to talk to some of the greatest guitar players that are still living, or that he thought were the greatest guitar players. And he wanted to talk to him, but he basically said, I want to interview you guys. But really what he was trying to do was find out all of their secrets. What made them the best guitar players? What sort of things could he learn from them that would also make him one of the best guitar players? And he is one of the best guitar players. I mean, these are all, personal opinions, of course. But the idea that he just got together some people that were willing to come and talk and give up some of their secrets was pretty awesome. And I feel like, to a degree, that's what I'm doing. I'm like the Jack White of whatever the fuck I'm doing. But I don't know, it's just really interesting and fun to talk to people and see the differences of their paths in life, their career, whatever it may be, our friendships and stuff like that. Like Vin and Justin, they're both actors, and their journeys have been completely different. Sorry about that popping. I took out the other microphone. I didn't want it to pick up other stuff. Yeah, so it's just because they are on the same, they're interested in the same career, interested in the same types of things. Their journey, their paths are very different from each other. Same with mine and Jake. Jake is he's a director and a writer, and he's also an actor. I'm a director and a writer, and I dabble in acting. I'm not an actor. Although I will jump into a scene if I need to be, if it's asked for me. I remember in college, Justin asked me to do a scene for him, so that scared the shit out of me, by the way. Just to let you know, I'm in an apartment building, second floor. There's a balcony that's maybe 2 feet wide, like 7 feet long. And I swear I thought I saw someone walk by, which is impossible. And no one's here. I'm by myself. So I don't know what that was. I'm just freaking myself out. But anyway, Justin asked me to be in his film for some film class where you had to write it, direct it, edit it, everything. But you could not act in it. That was the only thing. You couldn't act in it, but you had to do... You at least had to direct it. The only thing was you couldn't act in it. I think so. I think you didn't. I don't think you had to do everything yourself. If I'm remembering correctly, I think you just couldn't be in it. Was the only thing. If you were an actor, that's what it was. So the thing that you wanted to, no, never mind. Because I think it was a directing class, or it was like a production class. So you just couldn't act in it. You know what? Let's just go with that. I know that for sure, that you just couldn't act in it, and that's why he asked me to do it. Why he asked me to do it in a sea of students that acted, I don't know. Maybe he thought I was funny for the role. Who knows? I played some ventriloquist whose dummy was actually alive, but it was like one of those Raggedy Ann dolls, but like smaller. And the doll it just got me in trouble on a consistent basis. There's a scene where I get punched in the face by this huge, massive, muscular guy because the doll called him like a gorilla or something like that. And, or I don't even remember what it was, but the doll was just like, that was the storyline. And I did not like it. I don't know. Acting, I think it's one of those things that you have to, I don't really know. I don't know what I'm getting to. I'm not an actor, so I don't know. I mean, I think pretending to be something you're not is fun. And like to escape your reality for a moment and pretend like, why do I keep saying like? I just noticed that I'm doing it. Sorry. To escape your day to day and pretend that you are something else for a little bit is pretty fun. And to me, that is where I see the appeal, and I'm sure that's why a lot of people do it too, or maybe not. But the other night, Justin and I, we are entering this 1 minute film competition where you have to make a film in 1 minute or less, and we did that. I told Justin I had this idea for this film, but the only thing I had was just a mental image of him loading a revolver, like a Western revolver, and I knew it wanted to be a Western. And I had like a bunch of other work to do, and so I was like, "Hey, when I finish this editing in like an hour, I'll come out and we can go over it. We can talk about what we want to do, and blah, blah, blah." I come out of my room after working, and he's like, "I finished the script." I'm like, "What?" And he hands it to me. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what all that mumbling is. I don't know what's going on with me today. My mind's all over the place. The script was like a page and a fourth. And he had written the whole thing in like 20 minutes. And it was pretty awesome. We didn't really change much. I think there was like a few. I think we changed some stuff while we were shooting. But for the most part, we shot what he wrote. And so that day, we went out and got all the costume. We tried getting people to help us. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow I'm leaving. I'm going back to Arizona to surprise my mom for her birthday. So I wasn't going to be able to be here for the rest of this, for the weekend. And besides, this film is due on Monday. So we had to do it. We tried to do it Sunday. This was like maybe 1:30 when he had finished the script. And so we start calling people like who can come right now and film it, and who can help us film it, who can be in it. And then we're like, okay, well, it's not working out. What about tomorrow? What about tomorrow late afternoon? And no one could help. So we're like, shit, maybe we'll figure it out. So we left, got all the costumes, the props, rented one gun holster, and rented a hat because I don't have those two things. I have one gun holster, but not one that's like big enough. It was just small enough for my actor for my other film. And we just decided that it would just be the two of us, that we would film it ourselves, act in it ourselves, because no one was available. No one could. I mean, it was very last minute. I don't blame anyone for not wanting to, or being able or being available. It's, I don't know. What can you do? People need notice. So we got everything settled, came back, kind of like, I distressed all of my costume that I was going to be in, because my part was of a sheriff, I guess, that was on the verge of death. So, I mean, and the clothes that we had gotten were a little too crisp, even though they were from Goodwill. I still like kind of roughed them up. I put some bullet holes, one in the shoulder, one in the leg, because I do get shot. So I had to get that going, and just kind of ripped up the clothes a little bit. Took some sandpaper and just kind of distressed them to make them look like they've been worn for years and stuff like that. And yeah, and then we just kind of planned everything out. I did like a couple quick storyboards just so that I got into the mindset of things. And then we packed everything up and had it ready to go for tomorrow, or for the next day. And since it's winter, the sun goes down early. Like, what time is it? It's 5:50 and it's pitch black. And it's been like this for at least an hour. And so it's Monday, and I'm at work, and I'm not thinking about it, and I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm so excited to do this. And I'm walking home. I leave work at 4 o'clock. I'm walking home. What time does the sun set? It's looking a little sunsetty right now. And I look at my phone, and the sun sets in 45 minutes. And I'm just like, fuck! So I speed walk home as quick as I could. Get up here. Justin's already ready to go, which is sweet. All our stuff is ready to go. I quickly get into my costume, grab all our stuff, jump in the car, race down to the beach where we were filming. And we were planning to go to Malibu where it's a little bit rocky. But we were not going to make it. So we went to somewhere in between Santa Monica and Malibu, kind of near the Pacific Palisades. Parked the car as quick as we could, leaped out, grabbed all the stuff, ran to the ocean, set everything down, put the fake blood where it needed to be in certain spots, and turned the camera on and started going. We got everything we needed to in 20 minutes. We got to the beach at 4:20 something. And we basically shot for the edit because we were going to run out of sunlight and we were racing the sun. I remember I was holding the camera on Justin's face, and I all of a sudden it's like when the light bulb flickers or it just flickers and dims out. I literally saw it in the frame of the camera just dim down. I'm like, oh, okay, the sun's gone. And then as we finished that shot, the sun just went, and we literally had filmed for 20 minutes. Then after that, we got some ocean sounds and just some other footsteps and blah 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 blah. Yeah, so it was chaotic, but we did it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was an interesting process. I was only in one scene, 2 takes. I'm a 2-take wonder. Boom. And the rest of the time I was just the cameraman because it was basically just Justin. A lot of it is it's very picturesque, and there's some voiceover and some stuff in there. I think so. I guess we get the results on the 17th. We're almost done editing it. Last night it was everything was locked and loaded and ready to submit. And then I realized that the footage that we had wasn't in 4K. It was in 1080, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'll put it back to I'll for some reason all the 4K footage didn't get exported, and I was like, I think I should just take the extra time and let it just be 4K, because why not? I have it. So we just have to recolor correct. And since I'm colorblind, I can't really color correct, so I have to wait till Justin's back. He's at some networking party or a friend's party or something. So when he's back, we will finish the color correct and export it and then upload it for review. But we're so close. It's 95% done. It's just the color correction. All the special effects are in there. It's just one cool gunshot. I did have to rotoscope a plane out. I had to manual paint an airplane out. At least I think it's an airplane. But if it was a star, it was really bright, and I was like, I don't feel like taking the chance that it's an airplane, and I'd rather just paint it out just to be safe because it's a Western. And so I did that. Those were the only 2 shots that I had to worry about, and the rest was just straight cut, and then yeah, and some voiceover. I mean, it's awesome. I love it. I think what we did in 20 minutes turned out to be a super pretty awesome 1 minute short. I mean, we are the kings at 1 minute shorts. That's what we do. Check us out at Itty Bitty Movies. And when the judging for this is done, we will definitely upload this so you can see it. So make sure you follow Itty Bitty Movies on Instagram, and you guys will be able to see the newest short western by yours truly and Justin Jones, Aftermath. So that we'll probably post that on the 18th of December. So keep your eyes open for that. Keep your eyes open for that film that we're doing. And it's only a minute, so it's not that long. The least you could do is watch it. Give it a gander. Yeah, so that's what my last 4 days have been consumed by, which is fine. It's been like, by the time we finish tonight, I think it'll be a total of 15 hours total that we've worked on it, with writing, getting all the props, costumes, shooting it, editing it. 10 to 15 hours. And that has got to be the quickest turnaround I've ever done for a film, a short film or whatever. And yeah, so if we can keep that fucking momentum going, then these babies can pop out all the time. And take that metaphor as you will. It wasn't meant that way, but you know how minds be. So yeah, but how are you guys? How's life? How was your Thanksgiving? Mine was good. I love Thanksgivings. Oh, it's so good. I love turkey. It's my favorite poultry. Although I eat chicken more, I love turkey. I love all Thanksgiving. We kept it very quiet this year. It was just the 6 of us, just my brother, my sisters, and my parents, and flew home. It was a nice couple of days. I recorded the podcast with Kainoa one day, and then just basically chilled out for the rest of the time. I saw Bohemian Rhapsody twice. It was so fucking good. I loved that movie. I mean, it was basically like a Queen concert with some other stuff happening. But Rami Malek was so good as Freddie Mercury. It blew me away. I thought it was a great movie. I don't know if it's like how it's going to do in awards, but I think it's great. I thought it was great. I mean, for a movie about Queen and Freddie Mercury, it's exactly what you want. It's exactly what you need. It's like it was just the perfect amount of everything. And I really enjoyed it. It was even better the second time. Yeah. I can't stop singing all the songs now. If you're a Queen fan, you definitely have to see it. You definitely have to go see this movie. And then I also saw Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. And it was okay. It was good. I liked it. I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. I love the books. I just finished, or not just, but like maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I finished the entire series. And I'm a huge fan of the books. I like the movies a lot. But I don't know how I felt about this movie. It was good. It's a great addition to the Harry Potter world, and I will go see him. It's like I'll go see them. It's also like the Creed movies, and it's like fucking what else? What else does this too? Where they just keep going. I don't know, but it's like that where I love the original series, and I'll go see them. It's not like The Hobbit. I think the Hobbit series sucked ass. But the Fantastic Beasts ones are good, and they have a great cast. They have some really great people in this movie, and I think it'll keep it going. I don't know. I wonder how many they'll have. If they have 8, I'll go see all 8. What I'm saying is, here's my money. Just make more Harry Potter. Make more Harry Potter. Make more Star Wars. Make more Indiana Jones, because I think one's coming. Just make these movies. But let me make mine too. But also, I'll give you money to go see yours. So I saw those, and then I was gonna stay through the weekend. Well, I wasn't. I never was. Never was gonna stay in Arizona through the weekend, because Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, I had to come back to LA because me and Justin were going to see Chris D'Elia, my favoriteest comedian, Chris D'Elia. And we bought these tickets way back in April or something, March or something like that, a long time ago. And at the time, I didn't realize that the 23rd was Thanksgiving. Because usually Thanksgiving's always around like the 25th, the 26th. Usually like that's usually the date, right? And it just didn't happen. I don't know. It just didn't happen this year that Thanksgiving was later in the month. It was the 22nd of all days. So as it got closer, I'm like, oh shit. So I couldn't stay for longer at home. But it's okay. I laughed my fucking ass off. So funny. And the great thing is, I'm seeing him again in April with my sister. So, yeah. I bought tickets. Bought tickets for her. Because she's never seen him live. And she likes him too. I don't think she's been to a comedy show. So I think Chris will be her first comedy show, which is cool. Unless she goes to one before. I don't know, though. But yeah, it was fun. It was, Thanksgiving. That whole, Thanksgiving holiday week was pretty great. And I even bought some more turkey from Trader Joe's when I came back. So, yeah, man. I just love turkey. Loved Thanksgiving. We didn't, I had a point that I was going to make about keeping it small. We just kept it quiet. I mean, that when you don't have family over, and when most of the time you have family over, everyone brings something, or usually when we would have Thanksgiving with my aunt, my cousins, my uncles would come, so there would be 12 of us. Let us eat Thanksgiving, 12 of us. If you're a Chris D'Elia fan, you might understand that joke. But the 12 of us would eat at my parents' house. And because there were so many of us, my aunt would make her own turkey. My mom would make her own turkey. And everyone would make side dishes and bring stuff and blah, blah, blah. So there would be a feast. A Thanksgiving feast. And it was awesome. There was so much stuff. And the thing that sucks about just having it be just the 6 of us was you don't have those extra things that my mom doesn't make, because either she didn't think about it, or she didn't want to, or it wasn't necessary or unhealthy, or blah, blah, blah. We didn't have any pie. We didn't have any pie! The fuck? Ah, I'm so mad now. Guys, I just realized we didn't have any kind of pie for Thanksgiving. Wow, I'm actually a little upset. We had blueberry cobbler, but that's bullshit. Damn it. Ugh. Now I'm going to have to go buy a pumpkin pie or something. That sounds good. I'm going to go buy a pumpkin pie. Nah, I shouldn't. I've been struggling with my diet a little bit. And when I say diet, I mean like my overall eating habits. I've been working out consistently. No, I'm not. I just lied, as I was saying. I mean, because I've been away and Thanksgiving and stuff like that, the consistency of working out has not been consistent. How many times can I say consistent? But for the most part, my workout routine is consistent. I'm trying to do more cardio now because as time has gone on, I've realized that my body does very well with, or my metabolism has done very well with cardio versus just straight lifting. And so I'm back to doing a little bit of cardio and Justin's even switched up his program, his lifting routine. So he's actually in the area of lifting that I like to be in, which is more of the power lifting, almost Olympic style lifting, very kind of heavy, high rep type stuff, which is where I actually do very well and my body responds well to high rep stuff. And so I'm just incorporating cardio into that stuff, into those workouts, just so that I can get shit going. I mean, I so love where I am now and where I will be, because right now I think I am in the best shape I have ever been in, muscular wise. I've never seen this much definition on me before, which is awesome. I'm not trying to be like shredded or jacked or whatever, or yoked, but I would like some size. I would like some definition. I don't need a six-pack. I just want to lose this fat, this little extra fat, and just kind of, I'm just sick of being, I don't know if you guys know who Shay Carl is. He's a YouTuber. I followed him back in high school, and I think they still YouTube. I know they stopped for a bit, but I think they came back. But he used to always say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I'm not constantly sick and tired. But sometimes I do feel lethargic. And that's definitely changed now because of my workouts and, having Justin here to like push me to not be lazy, just to keep going into the gym. And so it's just I'm just sick of not fitting into the clothes that I want properly, or or just like, I don't know. It's my own mental image that I've never been like a thin person, so I don't have like this mental image to compare to. There was one time in my life where I was really thin, but even then I thought I was still overweight, because I'd always been heavy. Growing up, I've been heavy, and not like insanely heavy, but there are periods of time in my life where I was heavier than others. And I think now I found a good balance of I'm where my weight has not changed. I usually sit around 240. And unless there was some times where it was pretty bad. It was up like 260, almost 270. And that was pretty bad. But for the most part, for the last like year, I've been around the same weight. And one thing I had to learn was that the number on the scale does not depict how much body fat you had. And I could never wrap my head around that until I started developing visible muscle growth. And when I could see in the mirror that like, oh, I have some definition, and I would step on the scale and it'd be the same weight, I'd be like, oh, that's just because my muscle. And because I forget the exact uh, weights. Wow, someone is blasting music underneath me. That's very rude. I could hear that through my headphones. That's assholes. I think muscle weighs like 2 point something pounds, and fat is like 0.5 pounds, or maybe it's I don't know, something like that. But like muscle is obviously more dense, so I could never wrap my head around it. I always thought I was just heavy, even when I was working out consistently. But like my diet, like what I'm eating, it's gotten better. It definitely needs some more cleanup. I definitely have to cut out all the carbs. I definitely have to cut out sugar more. And if I could get rid of the dairy, I don't really consume much dairy anyway, but I might as well just get rid of it altogether. But if I could get rid of those carbs and sugars, I'd be fucking set. What was it, back in like 2000? Shit, I don't know, 2013, 14? Must have been 13. I don't know. I broke my shoulder, collarbone, and I wasn't going to be able to work out for months. So I went cold turkey, cut out sugars, carbs, and dairy. Lost 60 pounds in like 6 months-ish. Maybe a year, maybe close to a year. But the point is, by doing that, eating like that, I lost 60 pounds. I just ate protein, fruit, vegetables. And it's been really hard for me to get back on that diet, that eating, that way of eating, because there's just so much fucking good food. There's a lot of good food in LA, and it's just hard. And when you go out with your friends, or the guys I work with, they like to go out and eat for lunch too, even though I bring my own lunch 90% of the time. It's just hard to like be around good food, not eat it. And sometimes I have amazing willpower, and when it comes to food, my willpower gets weakened, especially sweets. I love sweets. I love chocolate. So, if I could just cut that stuff out for a bit, or just cut back on it, I think we'd be set. So, I don't know what I need to do. Maybe I just gotta... I know what I gotta do. I just gotta stop buying it, I just gotta stop buying those amazingly delicious dark chocolate peanut butter cups from Trader Joe's that I love so much. Oh man, I eat so hard, and I control this, and I'm the one that's doing this. I'm the one that's going to the grocery store, buying my own stuff. I can stop myself from buying those chocolates, or and just buy more veggies and stuff like that. And just, I'm making my lunch now. I'm bringing stuff. I'm preparing things, so it's been easier. And I think if I stick to the same or similar meals every day, then I'll be good. I think that's the key, to keep everything consistent, eat at a consistent time. I've been trying to intermittent fast. I've been intermittent fasting for over a year now. And in the beginning it was working great, but as time has gone on and my workout times have differed, and because of work and blah, 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 depending on when I eat, my last meal is later. And so to have those things be consistent has been hard. And I think if I can get back to that, and having just an 8 to 10 hour window of time, or whatever it is, six to, I think you're really supposed to have like a 6 hour window where you eat. That way you have, like, 16, 18 hours of fasting? I think you're supposed to fast for like 16 to 18 hours. So if I can, find that balance, find that time, because the thing that doesn't bother me is waking up and not eating. I can wait till like 1:00 to eat if I, even if I wake up at 7, I can wait till 1:00 to eat. I don't really get hungry in the morning. But it's like it's that last meal, and then it's like even if I have my last meal at 8 or 9, it's like at like 10 or 11, I'm like, oh, I want something sweet, and like that's where I'm like, I just walk to the kitchen in the dark and grab those little peanut butter cups. So I think I just gotta stop buying that, and if I need, I do love dark chocolate, so I can buy some of that and have little nibbles of dark chocolate every now and then. And I'm sure you guys have tuned out. You don't give a shit about this. But speaking of things that we can change, I was journaling the other day saying that I'm like, it's not that I'm unhappy with my job. It's just like, it's boring and it's not what I want to do. That I have the power to fix that. It's literally in the palm of my hand. All I have to do is grab my cell phone and call maybe anywhere between 1 and 6 people that I know, that I'm not strangers with. Call them and say, hey, do you know of anyone who needs, or do you know of any productions, any people that are looking for assistance and for film, in the film world? That's all I have to do is call it. And I don't know what is holding me back from from doing this. And you might be thinking, it's so easy, just do it. And I agree. I agree with you. I tell this to myself, just call someone. It's so easy. And I don't know what this fear is coming from. I don't know what the fuck this fear is coming, where this fear is coming from. But that's what it is. It's fear. And I don't know what I'm afraid of. I really don't. I don't understand. It's hard to understand how the mind works. I don't understand how mind works at all. But literally, it's as simple as picking up the phone, opening the contacts app, scrolling a little bit, boop, beep, pop, hello, yeah, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Good to talk to you. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. So I was wondering, do you know of anyone who needs a production assistant? Do you know any productions that are looking for people? Or can you point me in the right direction where I might look? Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'll send it right away. I'll send you my my resume right now. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Of course. Yeah. Let's get coffee. Cool. Awesome. Have a great day. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. Boom. That's it. That's all I have to do. That's it. I don't know what's stopping me. So, yeah, I'm going to make it a goal by the end of this year. December is coming up on Monday, or on December starts on Saturday, right? Yeah, the 1st is on Saturday. So, by the end of December, on the 1st of the new year, I would love a fucking new job in film. So, I'm going to hold myself accountable, because that's the only accountability that counts. But now that it's out there in the world, it's out there in the universe, it's recorded. You can see me saying these words. You can hear me saying these words. By the 1st of January, the end of December, I'm going to have, no, fuck that. I'm going to have a new job. I'm going to have a job in film. I do have a job in film, but I'm not getting paid for it. And that's fine. It's the producing job for Steven's movie. And hey, maybe that might be the reason why I don't have a job in film. Everything happens for a reason. Everything's supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen, because if you don't think this then that's fine. But, so I believe that there's an ulterior, or there's already a set plan, that the universe has already set our lives the way they're supposed to happen. And there's a reason why certain things happen. There's a reason why they don't happen. Like tonight, there's obviously 100% a reason why my guest didn't show up tonight. And I'm not blaming him for anything. There's no blame to be had. There's no he forgot. And as people, we forget things. There's a lot of things happening. We have things going on in our lives, especially when we're busy, especially when we're working our asses off, like my guest is. He works his ass off to get to where he's going, and he has gotten to where he is now by working his ass off. Otherwise, he wouldn't be where he is. And, so it's easy to forget things when you have, especially when you don't write it down. It's easy to forget things. And what was I saying? Oh, so everything happens for a reason, So it's pouring fucking rain right now. Pouring. And it's been raining on and off all day. But right now, I can hear it through my headphones. It is pouring. So who knows what the reason is? Maybe if he would have been on his way, someone could have skidded across the street, caused an accident. He could have been in an accident. Maybe something else was going to come, something came up that he needed to be somewhere tonight. And, there are so many factors, so many possibilities of things that can happen. And God forbid that anyone gets in an accident tonight. I don't want that out there. I want everyone to be safe. But I'm just saying there's reasons that things happen. There are reasons why you're not meant to go somewhere. If you have ever had plans and they don't come through because of anything, or if you're late to something, just think of what could have happened. If you would have left 2 minutes sooner, maybe you would have gotten into that accident you saw that you drove past, or maybe you wouldn't have, if you didn't leave if you didn't leave like 20 minutes later than you were supposed to, maybe you wouldn't have bumped into that friend you haven't seen in 5 years that you now are rekindling a relationship with. Maybe if you left 20 minutes early, you bumped into your future's husband or wife, and that wouldn't have happened if you left when you thought you were, or whatever. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. It happens for a reason. Everything happens because it's supposed to happen just exactly the way that it had happened. And that's life. And you can bitch, moan, and complain about that it's not going the way you want it to go, or everything is against you. But if you calm down and you think about it, everything is happening with you, for you. The universe is conspiring for you. If you just sit back and relax and let things happen the way they're supposed to happen, life will go so much smoother for you. Things will be easier. I'm not saying that just sit back and relax and wait for jobs to plop in your lap. You have to be proactive. I have to be proactive if I want a job. If I want a certain film job, I gotta call up these guys that have been in the industry and say, hey, do you have anything for me? They're not going to call me. They're not going to call me. I have to be the one that's doing that. But in terms of living a happy, healthy life, just letting certain situations play out the way they're supposed to, and not trying to force them to fit to what you want them to be. I don't need to be upset that my guest didn't show up tonight. Why would I be upset? He obviously something else was he wasn't supposed to come, and I'm not mad. He may feel sorry. I'm a little bummed. Sure, I'm a little bummed because I'm bummed because I'm excited. I wanted to talk to him, do this podcast, talk to him about deep stuff, and I have questions, but now I can focus on building a better set of questions. He's going to come next week, And that's totally cool. And there's a reason. There's reasons why. Maybe he's going to get a big opportunity tonight for something. Who knows? But the moment you start fighting those things, the moment you start getting upset that certain things didn't happen, it's just when you create a lot of unnecessary anger and stress in your life that you just don't need. Just go with the flow. And it's a cliche. And also something Shay Carl said that I love this quote because it's very true. He always said, the secret to life is hidden behind the word cliche. And it's true. Because if you just go with the flow, things won't be so hard. There's been so many family situations where it's like, no, we don't want to go there. We don't want to do this. I hate that place. I don't want to eat that. I don't like that movie. I don't want to see that. If everyone would just, someone was just like, yeah, let's do this. And everyone was just like, oh, okay. It would just be so much easier. Just think about all the stress you would save yourself. It's as simple as that. It's just, I don't know. It's just, everything happens the way it's supposed to. I don't know how, and it's like, I don't know how, some people need things drummed into their brains and, some don't, but I don't know. I just very firmly believe this, that everything is planned out ahead, by God, the universe, angels, the source, whatever you want to look up to. And certain events aren't supposed to happen at certain times because of some outside factor. And that's okay. So, I don't, like if I didn't have, if I never had those two classes at the same time as Justin and we both never sat in the same areas that we sat in, we never would have met. If my class was an hour later than his or something like that, we probably wouldn't have met. Or at least we wouldn't have met in the capacity that we did. Because I don't think we had any other class. I think we had one other class. But that was further on down the timeline. And we'd already been friends for a while. So, it's just all about, sure. And maybe it's being in the right place at the right time. But I think it all comes down to things are, the universe is just here to guide and help you. And that's all it's going to do. If you find that something negative happens to you, try to find the positive, because there's always a positive. For every yin, there's a yang. There's always a positive to a negative, and there's a negative to every positive. But if we only look at the positive, or if we only look at the negatives, then we're just going to feel shitty. Then we'll only continue to see negativity. If we start looking for positivity in everything, if we start looking at the positivity for being late, for missing appointments, not doing certain things, whatever, if you can see the positive to those, if you can see, if you think of it, because a lot of these things have outside factors that we don't think about. If I left 5 minutes sooner, I would have been in that car accident. If I didn't leave when I did, I would never have gotten that job. If I didn't bump into so-and-so, maybe we still wouldn't be friends or still not talking. There's just so many things that you can think of, but if you don't look at positives, then that's what you just got to do. I mean, why live in the negative? Why live unhappy when you can live happy and think of positivity? I went to a new restaurant the other day. I just was going with the flow, and I saw a pretty girl, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, I don't know what else to talk about. That was on my mind today. That everything happens for a reason. That's the topic I wanted to talk about. That's a topic I've had written down for a while. And I felt that today was a pretty good place to put it. So, yeah, I think we'll end it here. I think that's good, right? Right, guys? I think that's good place to end it. We've talked for about 55 minutes, right? Gone ahead and talked for about 55 minutes. And, yeah, I think that's great. So I just want to thank you for listening. Thank you, guys. Seriously, thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on iTunes and subscribe to the video podcast on YouTube. You can listen to the podcast anywhere that you've listened to podcasts. Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Anchor, CastBox, all of them. You can listen to the podcast anywhere that you can find a podcast. And if you can find me on Instagram at Harrison C. Burger, you can find me on Instagram at Harrison Burger, Twitter at Harrison C. Burger, and make sure to follow Itty Bitty Movies on Instagram, where you can find our 1-minute short films. All these links will be in the description below. Make sure you share the podcast with friends and family, people you think could get use out of these things. You send me your questions too. If you guys have thoughts, questions, concerns, things you want to chat about, let me know. Send them, DM me, message me, whatever. I'm here to talk. I'm here to whatever you guys need. Let me know. I look forward to them. Thank you so much for listening. I truly appreciate it. The numbers have been going up, and I so appreciate that, guys. And I'll be back next time, and we'll have another guest. But this was fun. I'm kind of glad that my guest couldn't show up, because I think we needed this one-on-one time. Don't you? I do. Anyway, thank you again. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you. Love you guys. Have a great night. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. And we're only like 26 days away from Christmas. Ooh. Christmas is coming. Hanukkah's on Monday. Hanukkah starts on Sunday. Yeah. 8 days of presents. Yeah. Do I still get presents? Mom? Do I still get presents? We'll find out. Cut.